morning. Good morning. Make sure the chat is live. All right. Got the dog with me. Make sure you guys hear me. Let's clean some of these things up. That looks like a bull flag. It was good, bro. It was a much needed getaway. Stayed on the island of Kona. Very peaceful. Not much to do, so that was fun. Have you been? Change that to the daily. Good morning, Broham. Did you catch any of that Facebook? Text bar down. Put NVIDIA up. Move Facebook over. So Facebook came right back down to, I'll make it real small. Facebook's gonna open up right here, right at support, which is really funny. Sold off right into support. Honolulu. I was hoping to run into some Aborigines. It didn't happen. I wonder if you can say that anymore. Can you call them Aborigines? I'll get going in a second here. Hold on. Yeah, they were a little pricey. I grabbed 2, but I'm in love with dollar contracts, and I couldn't, can never foreshadow a sell off like this. I grabbed some 290s at $2. Yeah, I think I paid like $250. Yeah, I paid $250. I'm looking at it now. $250 for 290s. Those will be worth. Where's Facebook? 54 at open, or 44. 44 at open. These earnings plays have paid off. These earnings lottos. Everything really hinges on Amazon, really. But I'll go ahead and get started. This is all technical. We wicked off the 707 golden pocket to the penny. That's as technical as it gets, right? You don't need any more confirmation that algos are playing. They're playing fibs, and they're pulling from the same spots I am. So we got our impulsive sell-off. We got our bounce to the golden pocket. The 618, 0.65 in the 707. And we're looking to move lower. So for the Bears want to catch. Let me delete that. Bears want to catch something in this range here. They want to do this, right? So they just want to chop around. The lows. They want to test the lows again and stay near the golden pocket. Ultimately, they want to flush 4,300. But you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 attempts at that. And bulls just weren't having it. Good morning, Sean. That was a nice catch, Cage. You'll have. Let's see what spy is going to open up at. Nice 1.5%. That'll probably flush. We'll get a nice push down at open. Probably test the ADMA at some point. What's that? 44.96 on the SPX. So I think it's inevitable that we get a test of 4,500, and then we just start testing levels if that doesn't hold. This could be a buy the dip scenario. Seb, what's going on, my man? This could be a buy the dip scenario, but we just have to play it level by level. So all this, it just really becomes psychological numbers at this point. So we'll play like 4,500. After that is 4,480, which you can see at the 0.5. 44.22, line in the sand, and this is still a must-hold area. It's 43.30. 43.30 has to hold. If Bears get another push down here to 42.21, we can all load puts and sleep well at night. It's a long way to go, though. So it's level to level. This is technical. Sell off, retrace to the golden pocket, and do we come back down? So good chance we chop around. I don't see anything to the upside, especially with Amazon coming up. Amazon really can make or break the entire market. How low can Facebook go? Where's Facebook? Facebook has to hold this area right here. Right. You got one, two. You got three bounces. I don't think Zuck lets it get lower than this. I'd expect a pop. It's tough because what you get here is, so you have two levels. You have the people who will come in and say, "Oh, well, Facebook's at a buy now. You know, it's at 250. It was at 230 yesterday. I can come in. I can buy it for cheap." And then you got the people who are like, "Well, Facebook is down 25%. I need to sell. I'll come back and I'll buy in later." So you really have two forces that are working against each other. Ultimately, I think just because of history, we're going to open up right here at this circle. Ultimately, I think because of history, we bounce, or at least chop around and consolidate. But it depends on what the indices do. So, again, it all depends on what SPX and NQ do. There's nothing wrong with the retest here. Why do I have so many lines? Hold on. Let me fix this up. Ultimately, it depends on what NQ does. And there's nothing wrong with the retest of the breakout here before heading back up. What price range? My bad, dude. 250 is where I expect it to hold, David. You can see we chopped around here for, let's see, from July to March. So, 8 months or 9 months or whatever. So I just expect the same thing. Wiped out an entire quarter's worth of gains. I would be shocked if it's very thin underneath 250, very thin. We're talking down to 200, 150. You lose this. There's nothing here. This is, this here is nothing. If it breaches this area here, this is thin. This can be lost in a day. If it sneezes too hard, it's going down here. This is 222 and further is 200. So, my thoughts on Google. So Google needs the rest of the market to go. I think if market conditions were better, we could see 3,500 on Google before the split in July. And we still may, if things turn around. This could be just a pause day. Like I said, a buy the dip scenario. But it really all hinges on Amazon. Google, though. Let's take a look. So they're opening up lower too. 2%. So look here, Cage. 2 tests, 2 fails. Each time it hit these zones here. Right? So this is not accepted. It hasn't accepted this area. It's sold off each time. So it's crazy because no matter how good these companies do, the market environment is what makes the most difference. That's what matters the most. If we are in an uptrend, we should have expected these earnings to fly. We're clearly in a downtrend now, and it almost doesn't matter what earnings look like. With the exception of Apple, these things have been selling off. People have guided down, haven't given guidance. Google just is a product of whatever the market is doing. Google's not going to fly unless the rest of the market flies. It's given back 2% before the session started of a 7 or 8% day yesterday. So it's already working its way lower. has to get 3,000. If it can't get back to 3,000, and these are psychological numbers, I think it works much lower. But I can't stress how much the entire market hinges on Amazon today. And if it falls off the face of the earth, market's in trouble. We're looking at 2,500 to the downside on Amazon. Just another psychological number, really. Yeah, somewhere around there. This is where it broke. This is where it broke bull. Get your, broke bull there. And then never came back down. So that's what we're looking for. Tesla's bull flagging, kind of, sort of. If you pull a fib from the lower channel to this week's high, it's just setting up nothing but a bull flag. And again, Tesla's no different. They're a product of whatever's happening in the market as well. So, if tech is wrecked, then tech is wrecked, and so is everything else. So it's everyone else watching. I don't know. Let's see what Tesla looked like on the hourly. Tesla's making lower highs and lower lows, it looks like. Is it going to do something like this before coming back down to 700? There's a lot of doom and gloom in the market right now. A lot of uncertainty. A lot of things you can draw. You can kind of eyeball some of this stuff. This is probably a channel here on the hourly. Let's see what that looks like. You can make it work if you wanted to. Got 10 minutes before the bell rings. Very curious to see the open. We probably won't get much action outside of Facebook and it dragging, some other stuff down. Snap is probably going to be a big victim of Facebook. So if you were looking for a sympathy play, you probably get something like that. I think FOMO called that out. The gap did fill. I drew this a long time ago. I think I put this in members pick like 2 months ago. I bought a $50 snap put. When was it? I don't know, 58 or something. How much lower can Snap go? Snap can go to $20 on bad earnings. They can lose 33%. Snap is nothing. There's, if Facebook is having ad issues, then you can believe that Snap has the same issues. You can absolutely believe that. Yeah, like it's not impossible for Snap to come right back down to $20.50 right here. That is not unrealistic, especially with these earnings, this earnings season. Now, that's not a call to go out and buy $20 puts. I am curious to see how much they are, though. Hold on. How much they were yesterday. Let's see. Snap $20 puts were let's see, 2050 we're 8 cents. That's a long way though. That's, you know, what's that, 30% of their market cap. But shit, oh, can't say that. But, you know, Facebook just lost 23. Hold on, the dog wants to go up. Sorry about that. Okay. You got Snap 22.50 before close yesterday, 17 cents. Yeesh. Yeah, I have a FOMO fund where I just kind of buy what he's in, kind of blindly. Sometimes I don't even look at the chart. Sean says Snap is dead. How many of you guys were around when FOMO crushed it was maybe a year and a half ago? Excuse me. He made a ridiculous call. It was like, they were calls, I can't remember. I think Snap was $18 at the time, or maybe 20. And then they ran like 27% on earnings. No, we can look at Penn. Somebody sent me an Instagram message, said, puts on Penn. I didn't read the message. He doesn't even trade. I don't know how he knows about puts. Portnoy is suing somebody. I can't remember who it is. Business Insider. Penn Gaming reports higher earnings revenue for quarter 4. And they are lower. So they got more money and they're working lower. That's the type of earnings season we have. Let's see. Above the ADMA. Get a better view of this. All right. So maybe bottomed out here on this candle. Landed. Higher high, higher lows. Boom, 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 boom. Above the ADMA. That's not a double top. But we're going to open. We're going to open below the ADMA. So probably not something I'd play. Were earnings were obviously this morning then, right? Pre-market? Yeah, it says reports higher. Yeah. You know, I don't know. Earnings are a gamble. Let me see. Let me see if I can find something to draw here. I don't know, maybe take it off the trend line. What's your weekly breakout on the trend line? Oh, you said weekly. Let's see. On the weekly, above the ADMA is better, especially on the weekly. You know, so above 47, and you can get some type of traction. Let's draw a fib here from that candle to that candle. You know, above 47 likely opens up 65, 66, 67. On volume, you got to have volume. So like this candle here from 2 days ago, you know, you want to see this yellow line or whatever color it is. I'm colorblind. You want to see a candlestick above the average. If you're gonna swing, you're still trapped under the ADMA, so it works as resistance. Look at the times that it's touched the ADMA and just worked as, you know, just a ceiling. So you got 1 touch, 2 touch, didn't even bother here. Harsh sell-off, tried it again and failed. So I went from 53 down to 38. So this is why I stress the importance of a break above the 8, because more times than not, and we have history of this. Look, rejected, rejected. Big upper wick wasn't even coming close to the penny here. Rejected, broke above it, sold off harshly. This was what, 84 down to 73. These are weekly bars, by the way. So you want to see closes above the ADMA, and that's what these look like over here. Close above the ADMA, got nice. It didn't even get much volume. Got above the ADMA, came down, tested it. This is on a weekly basis. Tested it again, tested it again. So as long as you're above the 8, look at the movement you get. You know, from 62 to 140, more than a double. So that's why I stress the importance of having the 8 up and using it as a guide. You know, you want to see it. Ideally, if you're not playing early, if you're not front running it, you want to see it above the ADMA, Landon, because you know once it's above the ADMA, and I'd use the daily, not the weekly. Once it's above the ADMA, you know, you can kind of play it with confidence and just use it as a guide to kind of ride up. Did that make sense? Thank you guys for trickling in. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I know you guys are all subscribed in here. I mean, I can't see names or anything, but I know you guys are good for it here. This is interesting. We're working lower on Facebook, so we might get one big flush down. It gets spooky at, what's that? 235. 235 is very, very scary for Facebook. My money is on it not hitting 235. That is what I'm banking on. These are buy areas to me. I mean, I'm not going to, just because one, I'm in puts very healthy, but you know, when the dust settles, Facebook's not going anywhere. You know, these are discounts. You know, five years from now, we'll look up and Facebook will be, you know, a $400 stock, $500 stock. Well, people got sold a bill of goods on the metaverse thing. That's not even. You know, they changed their name and then sold people on the metaverse thing. Amazon's drilling. Yeah, that could be a precursor, Sean, to what's going to happen in earnings. I'm telling you, man, if Amazon goes, this whole market is dead. Amazon can only do one of two things. They can announce a split, or they can announce a split, or they can say they're going to raise the price of Prime. Those are the only two things that save them, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to sell it up. I only have two. I should have bought 4. My lottos are usually 1 to 2K. I went conservative. But yeah, I'll sell it open. I don't you know, what am I holding on for? It went from 2 to 50, you know, Mario. So you know, how much more am I going to squeeze out of it? You know, I'm not going to hold out for 235. You know, I've already, you know, this earnings season has been amazing. Didn't catch Netflix. I miss Netflix. Miss PayPal too. I miss PayPal big. What's the rumor? I saw news that they plan to raise Prime prices. Yeah, that's you know, obviously it is a rumor, but I think it's the only thing that can save them. They have a big problem. Amazon has a big problem. Supply, labor. But If someone wants to save the market, then they need to announce one of those things. Let's see where the dog is. Oh, we're open. Shoot. Okay. All right, so we're getting a pop. Got a bounce. So you have to be careful of the sell-offs with the double bottom pops under the ADMA, and you know what those set up. Those set up bear flags. Give me 1 second. Let me close this. 1 sec. So much easier to close on mobile than Thinkorswim. Hold on. Sold for 45. Jesus, man. Oh my God. Nowhere else can you do that. All right, let's see what it's doing. I'm not looking to buy any pops, but I'm. Look where it's holding though, man. This is so technical. It's fascinating to me. Get the chat window back up. I gotta talk to Miggs about dog gas. This kid is quite poopy. Clear out a room. All right, so we're down 30 handles on SPX. This is healthy. I mean, look where we've come. Look where we've come from. Right. So we chopped around. Bring the RSI down. Chopped around. Finally broke. Right. Pull a fib. You know, these are. Remember, as long as we're above the 0.5, we're still very healthy. But this was a massive break. This is a short squeeze here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These bars here, these, you know, the entire day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green bars. You know, 2 tests of the 8. This got shorts out very fast. So anyone who, you know how I always say, you know, short at resistance, go long at support, you know. Anyone who was stubborn enough to hold through this bar here, this hourly candle, got punished. Punished. You know. What was that, Monday? Yeah. I got into puts here. One of these candles here. And those got smoked. Got out very quickly. Flipped bull even quicker. Like the ability that you have to flip from one thinking to another and not be stubborn. There's the difference between winning and losing trades all the time. You know, when you first start trading, you're stubborn as hell. You know, you want to be right. You know, the market doesn't care about your feelings. You know, people and I was in that people camp where, you know, no, it has to do this, it has to do X, Y, and Z. No, it doesn't. Look at this. Went from 4,400 to 4,500 in a day. It's 100, you know, 2 days, day and a half. It's 100. It's a 100-point move on SPX. You know, 5-point move on SPY. So, you know, you can't be stubborn, man. You stay stubborn, you get punished. All right. So the first test would be the 0.5, and you know that's the last stop to remain bullish. So 45 has to hold. If 45 doesn't hold, you can almost bank on this coming back down to the golden pocket. All right. And it won't happen in, you know, it's not something that's going to happen in the next 10 minutes or anything. Wow, look at this. 224, 235, 229. Yeah, that 235 is important. Man, if that 235 gives, everything's getting wrecked. What's Tesla doing? Oh yeah, Tesla wants to go green. That's fine. What's the 15-minute look like? There were probably some scalps this morning, huh? Let's keep an eye on Facebook, because if it flushes at 235, it's, you know, really might be even 232. Hold on, I had 232 written down somewhere. Nah, it's 235. 235. Watch 235. Where the hell's where's the candle? Oh, shit, way over here. Yeesh. I mean, what a trade. We've had some sell-offs, man. I don't think, after this earnings season, and I hope everybody caked up. Hope everybody made as much money as they could. I don't know if it gets any better than this. Last January was amazing. I think that was meme season. This January we got sell-off season. And if you know how to play both ways, you made a fortune. So Facebook's trading in traffic. All right. It's fighting all these buyers right here. That's what this is. This candle is a representation of what happened here. What's Qualcomm doing? Oh, who asked for? Let me see. Was it Landon? No. Who was it? Pen. Yeah, Landon. Oh, bro, you can play this. What was that fake out at open? Oh, you can play this. Yeah, above the 8. You can play this with confidence, actually. I don't like that spot. Yeah, I do. I like that. Interesting. This thing's moving. Yeah, it is. It didn't look like that pre-market, right? It was under the 8, said it was going to open up around 44, and then pushed. Yeah, this is, long-dated calls. You look for something like that. Next candle. And you maybe look for some consolidation. You look for next leg up. You look for higher highs, higher lows. Above the 8 is good, especially on the weekly. It's not a name I play, but if it's something you know. $414.50. How much are those? $500K out. $500K out the money block. Okay. Yeah, that's not unrealistic. That's another 10%. That's 2 months away. That's easy. I got a pop. Big pop. What's Amazon doing? Amazon's still down 4%. So your break even is 57. Okay. 210 February 18th at 165. I do want to look at Qualcomm. QCOM. This is a very flat earnings reaction. Like, I did nothing, right? Oh, they doubled. Okay. Totally wrong. Oh, yeah, yesterday. Okay. What was holding them back? I feel like they should have been at 200. I guess just the market, right? Mm. Google's too much to play. Oh, they went green, huh? They were basically green. Man, this is a serious gap, too. Yeesh. I don't know. It's unplayable. It's, what do you play? Spreads? Big Bank Hank. Yeah, premium burns suck. Yeah, it's they burn both sides on you do good, you don't get rewarded. If you own shares, I guess you're fine, but yeah, premium burn on Qualcomm seems to be exactly what happened. Sit down, dude. Sit down. Sit. Relax. I don't have the camera set up, so you guys can't see the pup today. I mean, I could set it up, but maybe tomorrow. What's Nvidia doing? Shopping around, taking lives. Still above the 8 on the daily. Let's see what the hourly looks like. Below the 8 on the hourly. Chips just haven't been consistent. That's an ugly hourly candle too. Like it's trying to work its way higher, but it can't. Give me some tickers, guys. Or maybe I'll just go through mine. Let's see. Ackman said he was buying Netflix and it's bounced, what, $80? 77? Good old Pershing Square. Disney's just doing nothing. Pelosi doesn't care. One day this gap's gonna fill. I promise. You got 2 gaps now, huh? Fubo, that's a good one. Are they a penny stock yet? Ooh, $10. Good Lord. Man, we were trading this thing at 35. Even higher, 60, right? Yeah, we were trading it at 60. 62. What a fall from grace. All right, let's see. What's Shutterstock? I've never even traded them. What's their ticker, Landon? Fubo's ugly. Downtrend, wouldn't touch it. RSI is just trapped in the middle. It's 35, 36. Under the 80 MA, can't get above this bar from yesterday, so unplayable in my opinion. Absolutely unplayable. You got to see a break of 1150 to get into this, because anything between, I'll give you a detailed description. Anything between this bar is going to cause you heartache. Okay, so you need a break of 1150 with volume to not get chopped up, and that's a lot for a $10 stock. Dive 1,000 cuts messing with Fubo. K-bar, it's above 500. I've missed it. I know you've made money on this. We were looking at this last week, right? One of these candles. Which candle was it? Maybe this one here. Yeah, I do remember this one because it couldn't get above 5. I remember kept looking at it at 4.95. Wow, what a break. They have earnings coming up? No, March. This is beautiful. 540s. Man, you're only $20 away. It's a Dow name, right? Yeah. No, NASDAQ. Interesting. Why are they in the NASDAQ? Strong buy. 1 year price target, 562. Shutterstock, SSTK. Thinking about buying puts? It's under the 8. You know what I say. It's in no man's land, but you can see they tried to. This is my only pause, and this is not to talk you out because I think puts are probably the. I think doing nothing is the right play, but I think if you're gonna go a direction, puts is probably best. They're not gonna let it get below 85 again. You know, this is a lot. This is 83. It's a $7 move in a day on a $90 stock. So somebody doesn't want this to go much lower. That's a long tail. And then look and just for good measure, look at the following day. Another $7 move. So you got $14 in 2 days on a $90 stock. It's hard to play in between these candles, right? Because you can just ping pong around. You just get chopped up. How I would play it is, let me clean this up. I'd be patient, and I'd wait for a break. Oh, you want puts? Oh, yeah. You want puts. Look for a break of this candle here then. So, $90. Lose $90 here. People start getting shaky again. Your only problem is this tail. This tail is a little concerning. Because if buyers step in again, those puts are crushed. You know. They do mortgages. Costco? Hey, stop. What are we doing? Oh, we got the push. We got the fake out breakout. All right, let's see. All right, so we know the contracts on Amazon are too much, right? But here's where the psychology of trading comes into play. Are they selling this to get it at a lower price before earnings so that they can buy it up? Maybe they push it to 27 to buy it. Or are they selling it because they know? It seems like this is early to sell if they know it's going to tank. Let's look at shop. I think if you want to play puts on Amazon and can't because contracts are ridiculous, you can probably look at shop. Because if one does bad, the other will do bad. They're both down 5%. 700 is not out of the realm of possibility. They report in 2 weeks. Let's see. early. Shop doesn't look good either. Screaming 780. Super thin under there. 4 hour. Yeah, it was bought up twice, but bad earnings, and this won't hold either. Let's see what puts look like. Let's see what 780s look like. Roll profits. Nah, too expensive. $10, and the spreads are wide. Shop is tough. Yeah, it's a $2 spread. 730 on the bid, 930 on the ask for 780s. If you like 700s, those are decent with decent open interest. 750s have the most open interest, 440 to 480. But for a lotto, 700s look decent at $1.50 if you didn't want to spend $4. I will be sitting it out. What else you guys got? Apple's just chilling, bull flagging. Yeah, I think we just chop around until Amazon either takes us to the moon or wrecks us. Oops. Let me go to trading floor. Let's see what they're talking about. Talking about Facebook. So that was defended. You see that tail? We could very well see what happened with Netflix. Like, this is, if there are any two charts that look the same, it's these two. Right? Oh, that was from last session. Right? So you have this period of consolidation for a year and a half. You think that maybe earnings brings it back down to 450, 460, blows right by that. And again, had to hold this zone here, consolidated right here, consolidated. Ackman says he's going to buy. I forgot who else came in behind him and said he was going to buy. But that's how we got where we are. We got up to 460. Ooh, perky. So we'll get to a scenario where someone will say, hey, this is too overbought or too oversold. Too oversold. Amazon. Prime or split? Ugly. Like, how do you play something like that? It's just a gamble. It's an expensive gamble, though. Tesla can come back and test middle of the trend line before bouncing, or it can come all the way back down too. I don't know. I feel like Tesla needs news. Snap. What did I say Snap can get to? 20? Halfway there from open. Opened at 32. It's at 26. Whew. Oh, it already had earnings. Where's that lotto? Oh, no. Oh, gotta open up Robinhood. Yeesh. Why don't you guys tell me? Let's look at you. That's one of Josh's names. I've never played you. I just watched it run up in disbelief. Like, oh yeah, that's when I thought it was gonna reverse. Then the market went to shit. You is it? This is pretty critical, right? Yeah, this is a pretty important level. Look at these touches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Broke below. 5, 6, 7. Here we are at 8. 1 second. Let me close this. Let me close this. Snap. Promise I trade better blind. When I don't have to think. Fantastic. Okay. Use it critical support, Landon. Critical. 95 has to hold. Yeah, below 95 can really get back down to 75. Doomsday scenario is right back to IPO open price, $65. I think it bounces. What are they? A software company? Something like education? Is that what they do? Insider sell utility software. Oof, they got a sell rating too. I don't know. I wouldn't touch it unless you have to be two things. You have to be comfortable with it dropping to 90, right? And having discipline to cut it no matter what happens below 90. And if you're going to play long, kind of just got to let it play out, get above the 8 at 100. Well, it's at 102. So there are two plays here. There's, the downside to 90, upside to 100. It's sitting at support, but it doesn't look healthy. What are small caps doing? Ooh, they sold Square to Earth's core. This has to be a buy at some point, right? Fintech. I'm a buyer at 86. I'm a buyer at 86. Should be a buyer here at 100. Excuse me. But that's too easy. And they have earnings coming up. If they miss on earnings, they're down to 80, 85, 86 bucks. PayPal wrecked them. If PayPal missed, Square had to miss, right? Oh, VR. Okay. It's funny. I have a Oculus that I've used 5 times. Think I played one video game on it? Nope. I use it to watch a drone video of like New York City, safaris in Africa, Iceland. I don't use it the way it's supposed to be used. Kathy sold PayPal and jumped right into Square. Well, she knows how to compound bad decisions, doesn't she? She was really good, and then, or maybe she was lucky. I don't know. I don't know what she is. And she's better than me and richer, far richer than me. So I can't say much about Kathy. She got slaughtered. Oh, let's look at ARK. How come no one talks about ARK? I even drew out ARK. I think ARK's a buy. I think ARK's a buy. I think. Let me see. The problem is Kathy runs ARK, and if they want to punish her, they'll just sell everything. Boy, they treat her poorly. I don't like that candle either. Jeez, man. This thing was like, what, 125 not too long ago? 160, man. Nothing lasts forever, right? I mean, it's so thin. I don't need, like, where do you even play? 60 is another buy. I don't, like, this is no man's land. You know? Somewhere right there. Like, I'd hate to buy at 70 and it drops to 60. I mean, I guess you got to load up and buy more, but you know, ideally, if you're going to play ARK, and I honestly think everybody should play ARK. It's a cheaper way of playing Tesla, because you know how much she buys Tesla. I'm going to set an alert. Crossing the trend line. So, let's see. You got... What tool do I want to use? I'll use this one. I mean, that's just chop. Right? Man, consolidated, sold off. Wow. That's brutal. From March to November. 3 to 11. 8 months of chop just to sell off. The selling has to stop at some point. Do you want to be brave and get in before 60, though? That is the $1 million question. I'd keep eyes on this, at least to get back to the trend line. Well, look, this is how it is. If the selling stops, not if, when it stops, everything's going to make a massive run to the upside. And I imagine that happens after Amazon today. Interesting. But it's in no man's land. Can't play it right now. Wow. These two got beaten to death. All right, I think we're just going to chop around. Anything you guys want me to go over before heading out? And I'll do a pre-watch tomorrow because I actually want to trade tomorrow. I think we got some action for Friday, especially depending on what Amazon does. I imagine they announced a split finally. But it can't be a crazy split like Google. The 20-1 split's insane. But I guess the rumor is they want to enter into the Dow. F. Bear flag. Like, I wouldn't touch it. It's under the 8. It's not strong. It's a clear bear flag. Play it on the break of the 8. Actually, not even a break of the 8. You need 21 to be bullish again. Why was this sold off so hard? You know? A break of the 8 and I'd play 23s. So get above 2050 to 21. I think this is a fake out if it gets above 2050 and doesn't break 21, it's coming way back down. So here, let me make this bigger. It's silly for me to talk about it this small. Yeah, I like AMD. AMD. Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you an analysis on AMD in a second. Hold on. Set an alert for 21 on this candle here, the high of this candle, because look. I always say look left. How many touches do we have at 21? Got 1. We got 2. We got 3. Yeah. 1 out of the 3 times it resulted in it going much higher. So play the break of 21 with volume. Yeah. Above average volume is what you want to see. Like one like this, one like that, one like that, one like that. Right now it's an inverted hammer, and it can go lower because this is a bear flag still. Let's look at AMD. All right. So here's what's troubling to me, even with market conditions the way that they are. If chips are going to go, AMD and Nvidia have to go, obviously. But why did AMD on good earnings go to 130 and then give $10 back? That's what's concerning. That's what's concerning. And this is a weird buy sell like pattern. You come off 100, run up to 130, and you give $10 back. It's very strange. Let's pull a fib. Yeah, that's weird. And we didn't even get an inside day. Would have been okay if we got something like this, right? So take away this candle here. Would have been okay to see an inside bar, but to see us much lower is concerning. Pen dropped, huh? Fake out, breakout. They don't like Portnoy though. I hate how these stocks are. Oh my god, big upper wick. I hate how these stocks are tied to their CEOs or their representatives or whoever. Lots of buyers came in at 100 on the bottom. Quick 30%. You're right, and the math is simple, right? You buy at 100, sell at 130. And someone's left holding the bag at 130 and loses, $10. So yeah, you're right. From a logistical standpoint, it absolutely makes sense, and that's how simple you have to think sometimes. Sometimes it's a lot more than charts. You have to think in a very simplistic way. Damn, Amazon down 200. It's just crazy that they would start selling so early in the day. So yesterday, I don't know if you guys follow Tick on Twitter. Most of you guys hate him. I absolutely love him. I think he's brilliant. He watches tape. He's a tape reader. So he said an hour before close, someone sold $50 million worth of 45.85 puts. You know, so someone knew. Someone had earnings an hour before they were reported on Facebook, and they took an SPX bet to the downside. So, you know, it's really early to start selling in the day. It's 10 a.m. if you're going to do that. If you already know what Amazon's earnings are going to look like, but you know, maybe with Amazon it's a lot harder because of the dollar figure. So maybe you have to sell throughout the day. But tape reading is beneficial, man. It's if you learn to do it. Very good. One of the best to do it, Sang Lucci, if you want to look him up on YouTube. He trades out of the Dominican Republic, and he has a tape reading course. It's difficult though. It's more than watching candlesticks. You just have to watch level 2 all day. Solo knows how to read that stuff too, and I'm decent at it. It's just staring at that screen will give you a headache all day. But all right, guys, I think that is it. Unless you guys got something else for me. Oh, what'd you say? Yeah, no, I wish I knew what Amazon was doing too. It's a 50-50 bet. It hinges on prime and or a split. One of those two. Sorry, Hubs. I got nothing for you. This is ugly though. This is not what a fake out. It's a 51. So if you are a scalper, I'll show you how you would have played this. Okay. All right. So you're scalping. You play earnings. This is the 6:30 candle. Tremendous volume here, right? This is the very first 5-minute candle. So you buy, let's see. So it did open lower. So it opened at 44. You buy $46 calls expiring this week. You're basically playing lottos, or maybe even next week. You get in above the 8. You play this entire candle, and this is the shortest scalp you would ever do. But you don't have a reason to get out, really, until this double top. If you're watching the 2-minute or the 5-minute, they both have double tops. But if you were looking for a quick scalp, you need volume like this here, this opening candle. This continues to give you a reason to stay in it. You know, you go from 46 to 51 in a 5-minute candle. You know, this is 200, 300, 400% right here. If you're playing weeklies, you give some back. But the minute this 5-minute candle closes, you should be mostly out. You know, if you pulled a fib, it held the 0.236 for 2 seconds, lost it on the next candle. Me, because I'm much more conservative, I'm not going to let this play out for a bull flag. I'm probably completely out on this 5-minute close, because this is a clear double top, and I don't want to. You know, I've made 300%. I don't want to sit around for consolidation. You know, to look like this on the next candle. Forget all this stuff down here, right? Pretend this didn't happen down here. But if I'm scalping, I'm here to ride this wave right here, this big candlestick, this big volume. This is 8 times the volume right here of normal. Look at these little volume bars down here, right? And you get a ramp up. So you could have seen this coming into close yesterday, right? You know, volume increase, volume increase, volume increase. Till maybe you have your eye on it. Earnings is coming, and maybe you take a $50 lotto. You know, that probably opened up, 1,000%. Oh no, no, it didn't. Say you took a 45, I guess, a few 100%. But your exit is the upper wick here, double top, and you definitely should be out on this one here, on this candle. Tesla is breaking out. I just noticed that. Yeah. So it's going to break the channel. It's very close. Good volume, too. Really good volume. Let's see what trading floor looks like. Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's flying. Didn't even give an entry. I guess the entry was 900. Good eye, Sean. Ooh, got down to 880 today. Jeez. That's a hell of a range. What's premium look like for 950s? Hold on. TSLA. $950s are $7. That's actually, it's not a terrible bet. It's Thursday though. You can't buy you're better off buying You're better off buying weeklies tomorrow. At least you get lottos for cheaper. Yeah, premiums priced in. Time to buy was under 8, I guess. Under 9. But it has 935 written all over it though. What the hell is Zim? ZIM. Never even heard of these people. Intelligent shipping services. Huh. Or integrated, excuse me. Integrated shipping services. Is Google moving too? Yeah, it is. Uh-oh. The algo's turned on. The algos are awake. All right, so K-bar, this is a big volume bar. Oh, Israel Shipping Company. Okay. Tested the ADMA. Algos are on this name. Algos are on all the way. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to play because look at these wicks. But above high of day here, and watch out. Yeah, it's already at high of day. Good Lord. I guess we can say 66 is the short-term bottom. Facebook wants back at 250. Zuck is probably buying himself. Wants to form a hammer on the daily. End the day with some dignity. $40, $45.50 on SPX is next. That's what we should be watching. So a break above that opens up 45.80 and 4600. Really 4600. Amazon, big volume. Yeah, they couldn't excuse me. They couldn't break down SPX. Yeah, you got tweezer bottoms, double bottom. Yeah. So we'll just chop around this range. Looks like he wants to go positive. I don't see any trades yet, though. Apple, excuse me. Apple is begging to break. I don't see anything to enter. Who changed their icon pick to UPS? That's hilarious. Let's see what the cues look like. Is 370 possible by tomorrow? Let's look at NQ. Need 15. Need 15 on that. Tesla stalled. Dropped 6 very quick. Yeah, I think we chop around. Trapped under the 8 again. Maybe I'll hop on for power hour, but I just think we chop around from here. Let me look at my watch list. Let's look at Lucid. No, CID. Lucid's on my DNT list. Do not trade. Let's see. Look at the hourly. Good volume. Four minutes left in this hour. I'd look at the 15. Looks like something might be brewing. I don't like this candle though. What's the 5 look like? All right. Okay. So this test here, as long as it's above this, you can day trade it if that's your plan. If that's what your plan is. You see how it just wicked down very quickly, like in the blink of an eye. They tried to sell it at 28. how much of the move is left, I guess. You know, it's 26 at open, now it's 28. What's that, 2% on the day? 1.5. Problem is, this looks like a double top. And if it loses the ADMA, it's going to give the entire move back. So let's draw a fib. So the 0.236, the last place, or I'm sorry, the most bullish place to retrace to, or to hold and retrace up is the 0.236, which lines up with the ADMA. And then you just go level to level. If it loses the ADMA, 0.382, 0.5, golden pocket, give the whole move back. So if you have a bullish thesis and you want to get in early, you're looking for something like this, right? If you're looking to play the downside, just wait for a break of the 8. If it breaks the 8, it'll give it all back. Not all, but likely the golden pocket. Well, let's watch it. The 8 is very important on names like this. If it holds, it's a good sign. I do not like that candle. It was not accepted at 28.60. Keep an eye on it. What are your thoughts on it, Andy, on Lucid? What are you trying to do? All right, guys. I don't see much of anything else. As long as we're trapped under the 8 on SPX and don't break the low, I think we just chop around. I think it's an Amazon day. Whole market hinges on Amazon. So I will end it here. I will hop on tomorrow for really just a pre-market. I'll do a pre-market video because I want to do some actual trading. Blank slate, no bias. Long high of day, short 8 EMA. I think that's the best way to play Lucid. You can't play it. You can't play it in this wick here, and you can't play short below above the 8 EMA. So you either have to wait for a break or wait for a breakdown if you're scalping today or day trading. So, all right, guys. I thank you guys as always for tuning in. I really do. Feel free to drop some comments. Ask me to review anything you guys are looking at. I don't have a problem doing it. Probably not doing anything today. No trades. We are in a holding pattern as we slay in the aviation world. So, you guys stay safe. Don't do anything crazy. I'll talk to you guys later.